me 1 second. Just reading Buddhacharita, non-Sanskrit chapters. This starts from chapter 15, or canto 15. So I couldn't find the digital copy for this, so I'm gonna read from the physical book. So Buddhism is about tranquility. So no matter what happens to you, keep yourself tranquil. That's the Buddhist philosophy, according to me. I'm not a Buddhist, but yeah, I can't find the non-Sanskrit edition or chapters, so I'm gonna read it from here. This is a book that I'm using by E.H. Johnston. Very good translator, very good writer, but translation. His choices of words are very how do you call it? It touches your heart. Okay, I'm gonna take a little break to get me started. It should be fun. I have a time limit here, I think, because there's a lot of atheists in this world. This world is full of atheists. You have no shortage of atheists. Atheists everywhere. And especially if you're from New York City, atheists, 90% are atheists. Oof. Okay, so let me get prepped up. It'll take me about 45 minutes once I get started. Thank you. Alright, I'm gonna have fun. This is what I do for fun, reading religious texts. People like Fortnite and Minecraft. This is my Minecraft and this is my Fortnite. Yeah, it makes me giddy. Oh my god, religious texts. So this is non-Sanskrit chapters. They're translated from Tibetan, I believe, and Chinese into English. So yeah, it'll take me about 45 minutes to get through. Alright, here we go. See the upside down picture. Buddha time. Shri Buddha time. Here we go. Canto 15. Turning the wheel of the law. Having fulfilled his task, he was informed with the might of religious tranquility. 1 second. Having fulfilled his task, he was informed with the might of religious tranquility, and proceeded alone, yet as if many accompanied him. A pious mendicant, seeing him on the road, folded his hands and thus addressed him. Inasmuch as you are devoid of attachment, and have tamed the horses of the senses, while among beings who are subject to attachment, and the horses of whose senses still run wild, your form, like that of the moon, shows contentment through the sweet-tasting savor of a new wisdom. Your steadfast face glows here. You have become master of your senses, and your eye is that of a mighty bull. Certainly you have succeeded in your aim. Who is your guru, reverend sir, from whom you have learnt this accomplishment? Thereat he replied, No teacher have I. There is none for me to honor, still less none for me to contemn. I have obtained nirvana, and am not the same as others. Know me to be the originator, in respect of the law. Since I have entirely comprehended that which should be comprehended, but which others have not comprehended, therefore I am a Buddha. And since I have overthrown the sins as if they were fools, know me to be one whose self is tranquilized. I, good sir, am now on the way to Varanasi, to beat there the drum of the deathless law, not for the bliss of renown, nor out of pride, but for the good of my fellow men who are harassed by suffering. Of yore, on seeing the world of the living to be in distress, I vowed thus that when I had crossed myself, I would bring the world across, that when myself liberated, I would emancipate its inhabitants. Some in this world, gaining wealth, hold it for themselves alone, and thereby come to shame. But for the great man, whose eyes are open, on acquiring preeminent objects, that alone is wealth which he distributes. When a man is being carried away by a stream, he who, standing on dry land, does not try to pull him out, is no hero. And the man who, finding treasure, does not share it with the poor, is no giver. Sorry, one second. I guess I'm gonna say verse 10. There's no shlokas. Verse 10. It is proper for one in good health to doctor a man overcome by disease with the remedies he has to hand, and it is fitting for a master of the ways to point out the road he should take to one who is on the wrong road. Just as when a lamp is lit, there is by reason of it no access of darkness, so when the Buddha makes his knowledge shine, men do not become a prey to passion. Just as fire must abide in the wood, moon in the air, and water in the earth, so the enlightenment of the sages must take place at Gaya, and their preaching of the law at Gangashi. Thereon, expressing his admiration below his breath, he quitted the Buddha and went his way according to his desire, but given over to longing and repeatedly looking back at him with eyes full of wonderment. Then in due course the sage saw the city of Kashi resemble the interior of a treasure house, in which the Bhagirati and the Varanasi, meeting together, embraced like a woman friend. Resplendent with power and glory, he came shining like the sun to the deer park, where dwelt the great seers among trees, resounding with cuckoo's calls. Then the 5 mendicants, he of the Kanunduinia Gotra, Mahanaman, Vashapa, Ashivajit, and Padarajit, seeing him from afar, spoke these words among themselves. Here approaches the mendicant Gautama, who in his fondness for ease has turned away from asceticism. He is certainly not to be met, nor to be saluted, for he who has resiled from his vow merits no reverence. Should he, however, wish to talk to me, should he, however, wish to talk with us, by all means enter into conversation with him, for men of gentle blood should certainly do so, whoever may be the guest who arrives. The Buddha moved towards the sitting mendicants, who had thus laid their plans, and according as he drew nearer to them, so they broke their agreement. One of them took his mantle, and similarly another with folded hands accepted his begging bowl. Verse 20. One of them took his mantle, and similarly another with folded hands accepted his begging bowl. Another gave him the proper seat, and similarly the other two presented him with water for his feet. Showing him many attentions in such wise, they all treated him as their guru. But as they did not cease calling him by his family name, the Holy One in his compassion said to them, O mendicants, do not speak of the Venerable Arhat after the former fashion with lack of reverence, for though I am in truth indifferent to praise and blame, I would turn you away from what has evil consequences. Seeing that a Buddha obtains enlightenment for the good of the world, he ever acts for the good of all beings, and the law is cut off for him who maliciously calls his guru by his name, just as in the case of disrespect to parents. Thus did the great seer, the best of speakers, preach to them out of the compassion of his heart, but led astray by delusion and lack of ballast, they answered him with gently smiling faces. You did not, forsooth, Gautama, come to an understanding of the real truth by those supreme and excellent austerities, and though the goal is only to be obtained with difficulty, you indulge in comfort. What is your ground for saying, I have seen? Music is too loud or too low. It's never what I want. Now it's louder. Verse 25 again. You did not, forsooth, Gautama, come to an understanding of the real truth by those supreme and excellent austerities, and though the goal is only to be obtained with difficulty, you indulge in comfort. What is your ground for saying, I have seen? Since the mendicants thus display their skepticism, they spell skepticism from 100 years ago. Since the mendicants thus displayed their skepticism regarding the truth about the Tathagata, then the knower of the path, knowing the path to enlightenment to be other than that, expounded the path to them. The fool who tortures himself, and equally he who is attached to the domains of the senses, both these you should regard as in fault, because they have taken paths which do not lead to deathlessness. The former, with his mind troubled and overcome by the bodily toils called austerities, becomes unconscious and does not know even the ordinary course of the world. How much less then the supersensual way of truth? Just as in this world One does not pour out water to obtain a light for the destruction of darkness, so bodily torments are not the prerequisite for the destruction of the darkness of ignorance by the fire of knowledge. Just as a man who wants a fire does not obtain it by boring and splitting wood, but does succeed by using the proper means, so deathlessness is obtained by yoga, not by torments. Similarly, those who are attached to the calamitous lusts have their minds overwhelmed by passion and ignorance. They do not even attain the ability to understand the doctrines, still less than the passionless method of suppression. Just as the individual who is overcome by illness is not cured by eating unwholesome food, so how shall he who is overcome by the disease of ignorance and is addicted to the lusts reach religious peace? Just as a fire does not go out when it has dry grass for fuel and the wind fans it, so the mind does not come to peace when passion is its companion and the lusts its support. Abandoning either extreme, I have one to another the middle path, which brings surcease from sorrow and passes beyond bliss and ecstasy. The sun of right views illumines it. The chariot of pure right thought. The sun of right views illumines it. The chariot of pure right thought fares along it. The rest houses are right words rightly spoken, and it is gay with 100 grooves of good conduct. It enjoys the great prosperity of noble livelihood, and has the army. Verse 36. It enjoys the great prosperity of noble livelihood. It enjoys the great prosperity of noble. I can't say noble right. So ignoble. It enjoys the great prosperity of noble livelihood, and has the army and retinue of right effort. It is guarded on all sides by the fortifications of right awareness, and is provided with the bed and seat of concentrated thought. Such in this world is this most excellent Eightfold Path, by which comes release from death, old age, and disease. By passing along it, all is done that has to be done, and there is no further traveling in this world or the next. This is nothing but suffering. This is the cause. This is the suppression, and this is the path to it. Thus, for the salvation's sake, I develop eyesight for an I'm gonna read it again. Verse 30. My injuries are getting in the way. It's really sad. This is nothing but suffering. This is the cause, this is the suppression, and this is the path to it. Thus, for salvation's sake, I developed eyesight for an unprecedented method of the law, which have been hitherto unheard of. Birth, old age, disease, and death, separation from what is desired, union with what is not desired, failure to attain the longed-for end. These are the varied sufferings that men undergo. In whatever state a man be existing, whether he is subject to the lusts or has conquered self, whether he has or has not a body, whatever quality is lacking to him, know that in short to be suffering. It is my settled doctrine that, just as a fire, when its flames die down, does not lose. Sorry, it feels like the whole world is listening to me. It is my settled doctrine that, just as a fire, when its flames die down, does not lose its inborn nature of being hot, however small it be, so the idea of self, subtle though it may become through quietude and the like, has still the nature of suffering. Recognize that, just as the soil, water, seed, and the season, are the causes of the shoot, so the various sins, passion, and the like, as well as the deeds that spring from the sins, are the causes of suffering. The cause for the stream of existence, whether in heaven or below, is the group of sins, passion, and the like. and the wood of the distinction here and there into base, middling, and high is the deeds. From the destruction of the sins, the cause of the cycle of existence ceases. 44. It's like I'm not comfortable or something. From the destruction of the sins, the cause of the cycle of existence ceases to be, and from the destruction of the act, that suffering ceases to be. For since all beings, all things. Yeah. 40. I just want to see how. Oh, almost done. Okay. 58. I thought I had like 40 more verses. 44. 58 is the last one. So about 5 minutes left. From the destruction of the sins, of the cause of the cycle of existence ceases to be, and from the destruction of the act, that suffering ceases to be. For since all things come into being from the existence of something else, with the disappearance of that something else, they cease to be. No suppression to be that in which there is not either birth. It's like, what IQ is that? No suppression to be that in which there is not either birth or I can't say or because of the IQ. No suppression to be that in which there is not either birth or old age or death or fire or earth or water or space or wind, which is without beginning or end, noble and not to be taken away, blissful and immutable. That like voice really sounded like a beast's voice. I'm gonna take a little break. I should have said it sounded like a criminal's voice. No suppression to be that in which there is not either birth or old age or death or fire or earth or water or space or wind, which is without beginning or end, noble and not to be taken away, blissful and immutable. The path is that which is described. The path is that which is described as eightfold, and outside it there are no means of success. Why are so much? The path is that which is described as eightfold, and outside it there are no means for success. Because they do not see this path, men ever revolve in the various paths. Thus I came to the conclusion in this matter that suffering is to be recognized, the cause is to be abandoned, the suppression to be realized, and the path to be cultivated. The path to be cultivated. Thus insight developed in me that this suffering has been recognized and the cause abandoned. Similarly, that the suppression has been realized. Similarly, that this path has been cultivated. I did not claim to be emancipated in this world, and did not see too in myself the attainment of the goal, so long as I had not seen these 4 stages of the noble right truth. But when I had mastered the noble truths, and having mastered them, had done the task that was to be done, then I claimed to be emancipated in this matter, and so that I had attained the goal. When the great seer, full of compassion, thus preached the law, there in these words, he of the Ganondwiniya clan and 100 deities obtained the insight that is pure and free from passion. I'm gonna read it. When the great seer, full of compassion, thus preached the law, there in these words, he of the Ganondwiniya clan and 100 deities obtained the insight that is pure and free from passion. When he had completed all that was to be done, the Omniscient said to him with a voice loud as a bull's, "Is the knowledge yours?" That great-souled one replied, "Truly, I know your excellent thought." Then by saying, "Truly, I know," Ganondwiniya was the first in the world to grasp the knowledge of that stage and came into possession of the law at the head of the mendicants of the Holy Guru, the Tathagata. When the Yakushas who lived on the earth heard that cry, they proclaimed with resounding voices, "Most certainly the wheel of the law has been well turned by the best of those who see, for the deathless tranquility of all beings." I'm gonna read it. I'm not reading well tonight. 58 is the last one. When the Yakushas who lived on the earth heard that cry, they proclaimed with resounding voices, "Most certainly the wheel of the law has been well turned by the best of those who see, for the deathless tranquility of all beings." Its spokes are the discipline, its fellows tranquility, and the rule, wide in understanding, and firm with awareness and wisdom. Its pin is self-respect. By reason of its profundity, of its freedom from falsehood, and of the excellence of its preaching, it is not overturned by other doctrines when taught in the triple world. Hearing the shouts of the mountain Yakushas, the troops of deities in the sky took up the cry, and so it mounted loudly from heaven to heaven, up to the world of Brahmaya. Certain self-controlled dwellers in the heavens, on hearing from the great seer that the triple world is transitory, desisted from attachment to the various objects of sense, and through their perturbation of mind, reached a state of tranquility with respect to the 3 spheres of existence. At the moment when the wheel of the law was thus turned in heaven and earth for the best tranquility of the 3 worlds, a shower of rain, laden with flowers, fell from the cloudless sky, and the inhabitants of the 3 spheres of existence caused mighty drums to resound. Okay, that's it, thank you. I wanted to read better, but after the sun goes down, there's no telling what happens here, so, at least I know how to get by. Yeah. Thank you very much. Namaste. Have a good night. God bless you. Na chakha. Na shalom.